Hello everyone, and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, and let's just continue where we left off. And keep training ourselves. What do we want to do, though? Could assist in medbay, I guess. But don't really need the biology. So maybe that, then. Train up our reasoning and empathy? Sure, let's do that. Today you're tutoring Nougat and a couple younger kids in ancient Earth geography. Why teach them that? Whatever. They're learning the names of the countries by pointing to them on maps and saying a few facts about them. It seems kind of pointless to memorize places that these kids will never see, but it's not like you can teach them much about Vertumnan geography yet. You're still discovering it.
Billions of people?
Nougat says, skeptically squinting at a hollow projection of Earth.
How did they fit everybody into one little planet? With all the trees and animals and stuff? Was it all like one big colony?
I mean, what's the point of lying? I mean, sure, they're kids, but... yeah, tell her the sad truth. It's nice to live in ignorance, but Nougat's going to learn the truth just like you did in humanities class. You tell her life on Earth was brutal and hard. Humanity destroyed the environment and fought over what was left. There were no trees or animals left, not as many as there should have been anyway. Most people were poor, hungry, and sick, and the ones who weren't kept all the nice things for themselves. At least your parents were lucky to escape on the stratospheric, and you were lucky to be born on it. You're all lucky to be here now. No matter what, at least Vertumna isn't Earth. Well, I mean, it might turn into it. Nougat looks bewildered. She doesn't really watch holovids, only the cheerful ones for kids that don't address Earth's decline, so she had no idea.
But they still had really, really tall buildings, right? To fit all the people?
She asks. You sigh and tell her they did, and she nods in satisfaction and goes back to her schoolwork. There we go.
Phew.
No, I wanted to do that. What is it that you need for that? Engineering, right. I guess I should work on that. Got your present? Let's give him that. Okay. No. Rex shakes his head with a smile and gently puts the gift back in your hands. Okay.
I have everything I need, for real. This place is great. 3 squares and all the hugs I could ever need. But I'll tell you what, he says, leaning in. My birthday is in the first month of pollen, and I'd love a cake, if you know how to make one. Can't I buy a cake? Let's do that. Supply depot. Yes, I can buy a cake. Just gotta remember not to use it. Yes. Awesome. But yeah, let's maybe work on our engineering, which is so low. Alright. Well, we have a goal now. We need to get our engineering up. There's nothing that gives more than 1 engineering, right? I don't think so. No. At least not at the moment. And how much do you need for that? 50. Woo! Okay.
You should have known better, Tangent, you hear as you walk past the laboratory. Curious, you listen at the door. Chief Engineer Instance sighs. I know you meant well, but your presumption has cost us 3 months of work. You can't simply look at an experiment and change the parameters to your liking. Getting results is not the same as doing good science. Your findings, however scientifically interesting, are useless to us without sound methodological underpinnings. Tang's response is more subdued than you've ever heard her before. I'm sorry, Chief Engineer, she mumbles, looking down at the floor. I recognize the error of my ways. I should hope so, Instance replies, pinching the bridge of her nose with her fingers. I'll expect you in the lab first thing tomorrow morning, and I will personally supervise your work in resetting the experiment. You flatten against the wall as Instance breezes past you, barely giving you a second look as she strides down the hallway. You poke your head inside the laboratory, where Tang scowls and wipes her eyes. What do you want? Yeah, let's go for that one. It'll be better the second time around. Tang nods. You're right. The first experiment was plagued with inefficiencies, she says, pushing herself off the lab bench. That's why I changed it in the first place. The new experiment, I can eliminate those inefficiencies from the start. Thank you, Solane. You may have saved me 3 months of work. Losing the data was my fault, Tang continues. I wanted to prove I'm not the little kid from biology class, that I'm ready to work hard and really make great discoveries. Dr. Instance has always been there for me. When I was a kid and now, with my mother gone, she's the only adult in this colony who sees what I could become, she says. She believes that I can be better than what I am. It's always been that way. I just really want to impress her. You will. Tang hums in agreement. I certainly hope so. All right. Oh, hello, Tang. I'm just gonna check if anyone else wants to talk. No, doesn't look like it. Not sure where Nomi is. Or Dis, for that matter. Interesting. Anyway. Yes? Tangent looks up from her hollow palm, blinking as her eyes refocus on the middle distance and then on you. Her previously long hair is gone, bussed close to her scalp. It's been that for years. You almost didn't recognize her when you first saw her. You wonder if it was caused by a lab accident or something. Hello, Solane, she says, already cagey. Did you need something? No, I just came by to say hello. The faintest hint of relief passes across Tang's face. You get the impression that not pressing her on her personal appearance was a wise choice. Oh, well, hello then, Tang replies. She raises her hand as if to push her hair out of her face, but stops when she realizes what she's doing. I'm rather busy at the moment, actually, so if you don't mind, you can take a hint. I mean, why would I talk about your hair when it's like 2 years after the fact? You know? It does not make sense to me. Well, we can get up to 20 at least. This month, you explore making electronic music and learn a lot about manipulating the frequency and pitch of a sound to make unusual and sometimes pleasant results. It's kind of amazing that music is just physics. You share your creations on the HoloNet for people to download. It's nice to have something new to listen to. There we go. Hello, Rex. You find Rex playing cards by himself in the lounge with an actual physical deck of cards. He looks up as you approach and visibly brightens when he sees you, sitting up straight with his dog-like ears on alert.
Well, hey, Solane, he exclaims. How's it hanging? Do you want to play a game with me?
Sure, what kind of game?
It's called Bottoms Up, Rex explains. We both play a card from our hand we think is lower than the one the other person is playing, and the person with the lowest card wins. If you win, you get the number of points that are on your card. Plus, you get to take the loser's card and add it to your hand. So you want to play a low card to win, but if you play your high cards at the right time, you get a lot of points. It's a game of compromise.
Interesting.
I used to play it all the time back on the Helio, but now everyone's here and, realizing their big dreams of being heroes and saving humanity,
Rex says, rolling his eyes with a good-natured grin.
Soldiers love to gamble, Rex says. You know, that thing you use here, kudos? We can bet some kudos on it, or maybe we can bet something more interesting.
What do you mean, more interesting?
Well,
Rex says, his smile turning a little wolfish.
Have you ever kissed anyone before?
No, not yet.
Really? Wow, but you're so handsome and cool.
He puts his hand on yours and leans in, looking at you with a sincere expression.
I'd love to be your first kiss, Solane.
That's a good question, but let's just go for that one. Sure. Rex puts out his hand to shake a paw, to shake on it.
Deal, he laughs. The anticipation is the best part.
So cute. Rex shuffles the cards and deals half the deck to each of you, and you begin to play the game.
The best thing about this game is that it's not very hard to play, Rex says, scooping up his winning cards. It's all about how well you know the other person. And, well, we don't know each other very well yet, so what do you want to know about me?
What do you like to do for fun?
Talk to people, mostly,
Rex says, and puts down a low card to win the hand.
I like to see what everyone's doing and help them with stuff, if I can. I just really like being around other people. I like doing whatever they're doing. Oh, and cuddling, of course. I love cuddling and running and chasing stuff.
He rubs the soft inner part of his ear and smiles sheepishly. Have you made any friends here?
Oh, yeah, of course, Rex says. He looks happy. All the adults are so much nicer than the ones I grew up with. Like, they care so much about how and why they do stuff. I love being around them. And the other teens, like, whoa, you guys are all so cool. Anemone and Tang are so passionate. Cal's a solid sweetheart, and Morris is like a galactic level hottie. Wow.
He trails off, lost in thought.
Oh, and this guy seems interesting too.
What are your plans for the future? Rex blinks at you.
Oh, wow. Big question. I don't know. I think if I stayed in the heliopause, I probably would have ended up becoming a soldier like everyone else, but planet side?
Rex smiles to himself as he puts down a high card.
I could do anything. I've always liked making things with my hands, and I like to make other people happy. Maybe I can do something with that. Enough talking. Let's just play the game.
You play out the rest of the cards, staying fairly even in points until Rex is left with only one card, and you have two. You're trailing, but not by much. If you play your low card for an easy win, you'll gain enough points to make it a draw. If you gamble on the slightly higher card in your hand, you might lose entirely, but you could win. What do you do? Oh, I don't have enough empathy. Darn it. Not even close. Not even halfway. I mean, he talked about gambling. So let's do that. Let's gamble. Play a high card for a chance to win. You put down your higher of your two cards, and Rex shouts,
"Are you for real?" He laughs. "That was a really risky play. You're lucky I only had a high card left."
He turns over his hand. It's even higher than yours. You win the game by a comfortable margin. Rex tidies up the cards, biting his lip with one little fang as he darts you a coy look.
"So, want to cash in that bet, winner?" "Yes, please."
Rex giggles and leans in, cupping your cheek and placing a soft, thoughtful kiss on your lips. It doesn't last long, but you can tell he's a great kisser. He smiles warmly as he pulls away.
"Thank you for playing with me, Solane," he murmurs. "Maybe we could do it again sometime."
Sure. Sorry for putting my pet on you, Mars. Anyway, let's go and do some more engineering, I guess. It's like either that or maybe work on empathy, but was there something over here that gave empathy? I think there is. Yes. Well, we couldn't do that. And then we'd get the first thing in creativity as well. Yeah, let's help in the kitchens. Congruence has barely any guidance on how to cook alien plants and fungus, so you basically get to make everything up as you go along. Blep-tip glaze? Watata reduction? Sun-dried bobber fruit? Sure, why not? Aunt Anne encourages you to take chances and make mistakes in the kitchen, because you might come up with the next gourmet dish. I mean, that's how cooking works.
Ta-da!
Awesome.
What is it then?
Yeah. Shop clothes. New cars in the depot. Okay. Sure, I can go and check. Okay. So we have a hat. Utica's old hat. We have a cool jacket. Emoji Proji? Okay. Tase gloves. Targeting auto helm. Superhero cape. Memory backpack. I mean, as interesting as that is, I don't really want to spend 100 kudos. The tutoring also gave empathy, right? But does it give more or less? Less. Okay. We are getting close to that point. And that does give empathy. Don't really need biology, though. So I'll probably go and assist in the kitchen again. Aunt Anne comes bursting into the kitchen carrying a large crate.
Special delivery, Solane.
She sets the crate down on the prep table and sticks her hand inside.
It's time to do my very favorite thing in the kitchen, figuring out new ways to cook fresh food.
You grew up eating soy rations, tasteless but nutritious. The hydroponics aboard the spaceship never made enough to feed everyone, so fresh food was a luxury. Anne's always excited to try her hand at real cooking. With a flourish, she pulls from the box an alien plant you've never seen before. It's pale blue-green, oblong, and about the size of her forearm. It hits the cutting board with a disturbingly meat-like slap, and immediately starts oozing slime onto the surface.
Geoponics finally cleared this friendly little fruit for human consumption, Aunt Anne says. It doesn't even have a name yet. You could come up with something fitting while you figure out how to use it.
You look dubiously at the weird fruit. As you watch, it galorps out a fresh wave of slime. Nice. Aunt Anne catches your disgusted expression and laughs.
The business of eating can really turn your stomach sometimes. Imagine back on Earth, everyone used to eat meat from living things. This is a blessing, Solane. Who knows what we can do with this little plant?
I mean, sure, I'll try it. You bisect the weird fruit. The goop seems to come from ducts under its thick skin, not the creamy yellow flesh inside. You pop a piece in your mouth. It's kind of sweet, like aloe, crunchy and gooey at the same time.
Ta-da!
Very nice. Not so nice. Hello, Cal.
Ooh. And got crystals.
Oh, hello, barber fruit. Let's help some more. Congruence has barely any guidance. Yeah, I know. We've been through that one before. There we go. Oh, time for the attack. You wake to the soothing sound of your dad's voice, then remember he's still gone. You wonder how long it will be before you stop expecting him to be there. You're lying in bed staring at the wormhole through your window when you hear a deep thump resonate through the ground. Then a second one, quieter. The woven roof of your room quivers, unleashing a season's worth of fine glowing dust to sift through the air. Through your open window, you hear voices sounding the alarm. The annual offensive is here, and leading the charge are two massive faceless. I mean, I have to, basically. So join the fray. You grab a plas rifle and report to the front, where a line of soldiers has taken up arms and is waiting for orders. The colony prepares to defend itself against the two building-scale faceless, as well as a teeming swarm of smaller Xenos that seethe towards you. "Hold steady," orders Security Chief Rhett. "Keep the line." "No," Governor Lum yells, running from the front gates to the front of the defensive line. He elbows Rhett out of the way and waves his arms wildly. "Bring them closer! Draw them in!" Rhett stops himself from shoving Lum back, but just barely, you can tell. "Are you serious?" he retorts. "We can't let them any further into the colony." We're going to fight them on our territory, Lum cries, raising his blast rifle over his head with one hand. We have the walls, let's use them. We'll let them come inside and pick them off one by one. We can't pick off a faceless, Rhett sputters from the sidelines. Lum smiles maniacally. You can see the gleam of his teeth from here. I have a plan, he roars. Just follow my lead. And with that, he turns and begins to run towards the approaching animals, roaring taunts and firing wildly into the fray to draw them close. At a loss, Rhett motions you all to fall back and let the animals approach. The area just inside the gates becomes a swirling melee of smaller Xenos and blast rifle fire, the two faceless lumbering slowly behind. Yeah, try to stay out of the way. I don't think I can beat that. I mean, it is a hard challenge. And yeah, I don't think I have what it takes to do that, so try to stay out of the way. Okay, it doesn't matter, I guess. Or maybe I chose wrong. I don't know. Well, at least I did it. You're not exactly a professional soldier, but you managed to hold your own against the Xenos, even though you still scream and retreat when something gets too close. You don't injure any humans with your blast rifle, at least. Out of the artillery smoke wafting over the battlefield, Lum comes running. Here they come! Here they come! He shouts joyfully and plows through the gate with the two faceless galloping behind him. It's without a doubt idiotic and horrendously dangerous. You can't help it. You hit record on your holopalm and film the ensuing chaos. You catch a glimpse of Chief Rhett putting his hand over his face and sighing. A squad of Helio soldiers takes up the charge and helps shepherd the faceless into the open area in the middle of the colony. You have horrible flashbacks to the first time you saw a faceless inside these walls. From the looks of the faces of the other Stratos, you're not the only one. Then you're all thrown to the ground by a tremendous explosion. Fire engulfs the center square, roasting the two faceless in an inferno that blasts the sweat from your pores. Rocks and chunks of dirt platter all around you, with the occasional thunk of burning mushwood. Those soldiers nearest the blaze all recoil in surprise. Clearly, no one but Lum knew that the square had been rigged with explosives. You don't think anyone was caught in the blast, but it was close. Lum stands before the blaze, laughing and firing at the two tortured faceless as they roast to death. You raise your hollow palm to capture the image, his silhouette dark against a column of flame and smoke. It was ridiculously dangerous and stupid, but it does look pretty cool in your recorded footage. People filter out of their hiding places, shielding their faces from the heat coming off the bonfire in the middle of the square. On the horizon, the first watery rays of quiet sunrise are struggling to make a dent in the hot orange glare. The colony's fire suppression system is turned on the square, revealing the charred corpses of the two faceless. Utopia walks by with a reclamation team, hauling an industrial blast cutter on a hover lift.
Did he use the mining explosives? Utopia says in awe. Mighty bold of him. Those things will blow a hole in a mountain. Or a creature, I suppose. She sighs. Wish you could have saved them for mining. That must have been the last of them, and we sure can't make more.
Then she and her crew are out of earshot as they pick their way down the blast crater to carve up the faceless for recycling. Fortunately... Okay. Fortunately, the colony was well defended. You and the other colonists have been fortifying the defenses, putting security above all else. Tonight's defense was still a resounding, if messy, success. But if Utopia's right, you don't have any more of those explosives now. You can't just nanoprint unstable molecules like that. What are you going to do during the next attack? Yeah, well, short-sightedness is very common. Yeah, we're now 17. Oh, wow. Tangent looks different again. I guess we do too. Okay, we are going to check people out, basically. Oh, wow. Yep. Anyone down here? No. Okay. I don't really care what you look like. Hello, Morris. And hello, Cal. Anyway.
Ah, there you are. Hello, Rex and Nomi.
Ah, that's how I remember him. Yes, from the demo. That's the hottie I remember. Over the years, a lot of people have started wearing a lot less clothing than you remember from when you were growing up on the climate-controlled stratospheric. Definitely a lot less than in the holovids you brought from Earth. Rex, though? Rex has really acclimated to Vertumna's hot, sultry weather. Woo! Rex throws his head back and laughs so loud it echoes through the courtyard. Woo! He howls. Woo! You both giggle, then lock eyes for a few seconds that feel like literal months. Eventually, Rex fixes you with a fangy smile and scratches the back of his head. It does nice things to his whole chest, shoulder, bicep situation. So you like what you see, huh? He leans in, like sharing a secret. Me too, he whispers, then winks at you. Okay, well, I am going to end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!